All right, so we're back, and today we're going to talk about what a side operator is. Again, I've got my notes. It's coffee time, except today actually it is full throttle time. I am not sponsored by them. I just love full throttle. But if you're going to go from an employee to a side operator, some things you need to be looking out for. You don't want to be the hustler chasing every single opportunity. You don't want to be trying things out randomly, throwing things at the wall, seeing what sticks. And like I said in the last one, you definitely don't want to be working nonstop because that's what you're trying to get away from. That's the ultimate goal, is the time and the freedom. What you want to do when you're setting this all up in your brain before you make your big exit is choose one simple service. Sell it in controlled time blocks. You want to improve your pricing and your process slowly, not get too rushed into perfecting everything. And you want to let the results, not your emotions, decide what your next move is going to be. A lot of people, um, let's just take me for example. So, about 2 months in to having executive cleaning, I had a client that gave me a scathing 1-star review. Um, and honestly, there's some things I could have done better in the cleaning process, but I felt like some of the review wasn't warranted. So I had the two options of I can go ahead and just stop because I got my first bad review on Google and Facebook and Nextdoor and any other app you can imagine, or I can learn from the experience and keep going. Well, I chose to keep going. So you want to let your direction and the results that you're trying to get to determine where you're going and how you keep going, even when it gets tough. Don't let emotions get involved. You want to have the correct mindset. Burnout is a very real thing. I've been there a couple of times. Um, it's you don't really see it coming until it really hits you. So you want to avoid that. Never compare yourself with other business owners. Don't ever do that. That's a trap we can all fall into. And in fact, to this day, sometimes I still do that because we're human. That's our nature. We see these people that have much more successful businesses than we do, and we want to be at their level. And the other thing is you don't want to get bad advice from all the loud noise online. Um, so, yeah, keep your mindset intact and keep grinding on what you have to do. Some other things, these are like little distractions. They're fun to do, don't get me wrong. But when you're just starting this as a side project, doing it on the weekends and on the evenings, you don't need a logo. You don't need your LLC yet. And you don't need permission from anyone. All you need to do is do it and start making your path and forging forward. So, my point in all of this is don't get caught up in the nitty gritty details so much. Don't let your emotions control your decisions when you're just starting out. Don't let your emotions control your decisions, period, but especially in this, because there's going to come a point that you're going to be faced with something to where you need to make a decision. You're either going to keep going or you're going to quit. And trust me, when you keep going, the light at the end of the tunnel is always way better than the alternative if you had quit. Set aside that time, even though you're going to be doing this on the weekends and nights because you're still working a job. Set aside some kind of time, like Sundays or, I don't know, just Saturday evenings, something like that, to have a break. You have to decompress or you will burn out. And don't compare yourself to others. Let's say you just started a residential cleaning business and you're going through Facebook one night and you see this other residential cleaning company and they have a fleet of like 25 cars and 50 employees and stuff like that. Don't compare yourself because they started where you're at. Even if they bought a franchise, they still started where you're at. So that wraps up this video on The second lesson from the school community, again, if you're not a part of the community, please check it out. And I didn't say this in the last video, but if you would consider subscribing, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm trying to get the message out there and help as many people as I can. I'm new to the YouTube space, so don't criticize me too harshly. But yeah, so we'll see you in the next one.